good evening. Good morning. I'm Carolyn Jones. I'm the Educational Chair for the Irondale Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here today to talk to the mayor concerning the Build a Brighter Future for Irondale initiative in relation to the businesses in our city of Irondale. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Ms. Jones. How are you doing today?
I'm good today. I'm good. Okay, first off, just tell us about this initiative, Build a Brighter Future for Irondale.
Well, Build a Brighter Future for Irondale was created to be able to improve the quality of life for all of the citizens in Irondale. In 2021, we created a Blueprint Irondale, which was all of the wants and wishes of the citizens that live here. Almost 1,140 people responded to the survey. Another 150 to 160 responded to the online mapping system that they had during that time. So about 1,300 people said, these are some of the things that we want to be able to see in the city of Irondale. We do not want to delay the implementation of those things. So we decided that we needed to create a revenue stream that would be used only for those projects. That's why we're sitting here today talking about how to be able to build a brighter future for the city of Irondale.
Well, our biggest concern right this moment is the businesses in Irondale. So can you tell me if we still have any small business COVID-19 relief funds available for the business?
We do. Initially, we set aside about $250,000 to be able to provide support to the business community. We've only spent about $30,000 or $40,000 of those funds. We do not have a deadline on them. So if you're sitting out there in the audience today and you are a small business and you have employees that range from anywhere from 1 to 50, you would be in the pipeline to be able to receive anywhere from $2,500 to $10,000.
And the number of employees, does that matter? How many employees the business has?
Yes, anywhere from 1 to 10 is
okay.
2,500. I want to say anything over 50 is 10,000. There's also a 5,000 and a 7,500 that's in the middle of those two. But it's all dependent on the amount of employees that you
we want to encourage our businesses here in Irondale to come and apply.
We want to be able to encourage them. We did this because we wanted to be able to help the business community. So often they say that the voice from City Hall is very still and very quiet. So we're trying to change that perspective, and we want to be able to build a better relationship with our business community.
Well, thank you, Mayor. We're going to try to get the word out also to our membership. Can you tell me some of your goals for the businesses within this city for 2022?
Well, one of the things I want to do, I want to build better relationships with the business community. I would say that a lot of those relationships was destroyed in 2018 when the city enacted the occupational license fee. A lot of the business felt like it was something that was thrown upon them and they did not have a voice to be able to speak toward the issue. Even the way that it was done seemed like it was almost voted on in the middle of the night because it was a special council meeting that was called to be able to adopt the ordinance to enact the occupational license fee. They really found out because somebody else found out, but it wasn't because the city put out a memo to inform them about what was going on. At the present time, there seems to be a lot of distrust between the business community and City Hall. Currently, what we're trying to do is to work to be able to repair those relationships. The COVID Small Business Relief Fund is one of the ways by starting out to be able to do that. We also want to be able to have meetings and forums where we call in the heads of a lot of the businesses in the community and just kind of sit down with them and pitch to them our initiatives that we have in place this year, which is 22 and 22. We have about 22 things that we're trying to accomplish in FY 2022 or either calendar year 2022. We've already started the process and we want them to be a part of it. One of those initiatives is economic development. So we're trying to retain the existing businesses that are currently in the community. We need to have a conversation with them to be able to identify their needs, their wants, and what can we do to be able to do that.
Excuse me. Do you foresee the occupational fee completely going away? That is a topic that's talked about a lot within the city.
The goal is to get it to, at some point, to be abolished. I had a proposal at the beginning of the year that we would reduce it by 1/4, and when I presented our budget for 22, that was included in the budget that we would only live off 75% of the occupational license fee instead of 100% of what had been done in the past. The council asked me to wait until we have our finance meeting in February. We had our meeting in February. I shared with them the financial condition of the city. We have over $25 million in the bank in restricted and unrestricted funds. 18 million of that is unrestricted, about 6 million is restricted funds. So we're in great financial shape to be able to reduce it by 1/4 of a percentage point. But they asked again that if I would wait until we have our next finance meeting to be able to explore reducing it by 1/4. Therefore, when we have our next meeting within the next 3 months, I will bring that initiative back to the council and ask them to revisit their response and to see, at least going into 23, that we can reduce it by 1/4 a percentage point.
Hopefully that will happen.
Hopefully it will happen.
Well, this question is, I just want you to tell us the connection between the occupational license fee and the Build a Brighter Future in Irondale initiative.
Well,
what's the connection?
Yes, the truth of the matter is there's no connection. The occupational license fee is determined by what we spend in our general fund. We've already decided that we can still continue to provide the services that are needed in the general fund by reducing the occupational license fee. Building a Brighter Future for Irondale has more to do with the initiatives that were identified in Blueprint Irondale, as well as capital items that citizens have asked for that wasn't a part of that. One example is, as I'm having this conversation with you and looking out the window, I see an old library across the street that need to be rehabbed. I'm actually sitting in a municipal facility that was built in 1957. Wow. And we are trying to bring in businesses to come and to meet in our old complexes. And you know what people say, people get the impression about who you are the first time they have a chance to be able to meet you. So we want to be able to improve our facilities from our library to our municipal facility. We always talk about wanting to have community, but yet we don't have a place as a community to be able to meet. My class wanted to have all of their activities in the City of Irondale for our 40th anniversary. Wow. However, the only thing that I could accommodate them with is a park. We do have Beacon Park, but we do not have a common meeting place. We do not have a place where our seniors can go and to enjoy, to exercise, to walk, and to be able to do those things. We do not have where if you had an event that you could have it in a civic center to be able to stay in your community and not have to leave out of your community. So one of the things that we want to do, we call it P3, or the 3 Ps. Paving is one of them. We just got through paving over $2.1 million of roads. And at the next town hall meeting, I would reveal the next set of roads that would be a part of phase 2. Also, we are purchasing green space left and right. The last couple of council meetings, we put 2 pieces of green space under contract, equivalent to 112 acres. So we talked about making Irondale a destination place, or to make it where people who love to do outdoor events or to do or take advantage of the recreational assets that we have here, we want to be able to do that as well. And then the third thing is, as I stated, the public facilities. You can't continue to stay in the same place all your life. At a certain time, those buildings use their useful life. So we need to also to be able to upgrade those things. And that's what the $1.5 million that would be generated by the additional tax, we will use it to be able to even to provide those things that I talked about. Or one thing that we haven't mentioned, we can leverage this 1.5 to be able to get grants that allow us to pull even more money into the city. So those are just some of the things that we want to do with those funds.
Well, thank you for all those comments. Our biggest priority for this particular interview is our businesses in Irondale. So could you speak to how this initiative, which in other words is a property tax, right?
Correct.
And the local businesses in the city has inquired as to, they're not clear how it would affect them. So will you speak to how will this tax increase, property tax increase, affect local businesses, the property owners?
Yes, I had an opportunity to do the calculations for one of the local businesses here. They had 2 parcels of land that had a value of probably close to $3 million. And I went through the assessed value and I did the calculations for them, and it ended up being an additional $1,712. So of course it's going to be able to affect the business community, and especially if you own the building that you are working in. But what we're asking the community, number one, this will help us to be able to provide an environment that is conducive for people wanting to come to our community and to be able to do business. It may allow some of your workers who do not live close to your current business or current location, but if we can provide them with the amenities that we fight with other municipalities to have, it may allow them to be able to move into the community and enjoy it as well. I'm only 3.5 miles away from City Hall. I got 2 traffic lights in between me. I run late all the time, so it works very well for me. So I'm going to assume that there are some other people out there that have the same habits that I do, and that they would love to be a part of this community. And one way for us to be able to provide those upgrades are to build a brighter future in Irondale.
So it will be an advantage for the businesses, although it'll be a slight increase in their property tax, but it will also enhance their businesses and the employees at this business.
Yes. At the end of the day, everybody has a different definition for improving the quality of life. But I would say it may not improve their financial bottom line because they will have to pay more, but it will improve the quality of life for their business as well as for their employees. And I think that's a small thing to ask the business community to invest into the City of Irondale.
Well, I got one last question.
Okay.
It doesn't really pertain to businesses, but I'm sure everybody wants to know. How are the finances of this city? Are we okay?
We are in, I'm trying to think of an adjective that would express how well we're doing here at the City of Irondale. But I would say during the pandemic, we did not experience any financial issues here at the city. We've still been able to provide the services that the citizens need. We've been able to go beyond those particular things. When we had our last council meeting or our last work session, we went through the finances with the City of Irondale. We identified that we had over $25 million in the bank. Some of the increases that took place in October had not even taken place in the first quarter. So we should even do better in the third quarter, because now we will have all of those increased rates would be in place for garbage, for water, for sales on automobiles in the city of Irondale. So I can only see greater things in the city of Irondale.
So do I. Well, Mayor, I want to thank you on behalf of the Greater Irondale Chamber of Commerce for taking up this time in your day to explain to our viewers and to the businesses in Irondale and our chamber members about the Build a Brighter Future for Irondale. And thank you.
You're welcome, Ms. Jones. It's always a joy to be able to talk to the business community, but it's even a greater joy to be interviewed by you. So I've enjoyed this opportunity today.
Thank you. Thank you.